George Orwell said, "The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those who proclaim it. And truth is considered hate speech to those who hate the truth."
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
How would you define a woman? What is a woman?
Opposite gender of us.
What is a man?
I don't think babies are their only purpose.
The difference is, yeah, of course, the body type.
Would you have a problem if I told you, John, that I identify as a woman?
No, I guess not.
No, go ahead. Doesn't make any difference to me.
What if I told you I identify as a black woman? Would you have a problem with that?
You need to change your skin, dude.
Now, why would I need to do that?
Well, because you're a white guy.
I mean, that's a far stretch, but I mean...
Now, why is that a far stretch? Would you have a problem if I told you that I identify as a woman?
No, I don't mind.
I mean, like, if you want to go around saying that, sure, go right ahead.
What if I told you that I identify as a 12-year-old black woman?
If you believe it, like, believe it.
I don't know.
Am I a black woman?
If you believe it, yeah.
We're willing to destroy common sense in the name of not wanting to offend someone.
If you believe, I would support you. I don't know.
But I also identify as your child. Would you give me some money, Brad?
You're not. I mean, I didn't give birth to you.
No.
Why not?
I mean, you're really not my child.
So words have meaning.
Yes, they do.
Right?
Words definitely do have meaning.
I could identify as a truck, but it doesn't mean it's true. Right?
You're right.
Do you think it's important for words to have meaning?
I would say yes.
If I'm in prison for robbing a bank, but I identify as someone who didn't, should I be released immediately? Listen, don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out. It seems like everyone is trying so hard to avoid the truth.
Describe what they look like. Male or female?
I don't want to make that assumption.
Skin color?
I don't want to be racist. I don't know what they believe they are.
Alright.
Whatever they believe.
Thanks for wasting our time.
You start to have a little bit of problem if I said I identify as a black woman, because you say, well, that seems a little strange.
Well, I mean, I guess you're just adding more and more and more to it.
And what's wrong with adding more and more to it? Why can't I just keep on going?
I don't know.
In the last few months, we have seen a transgender female was celebrated for defeating female swimmers with breathtaking speeds, winning the NCAA Division I National Championship. Trans people want us to accept them for the way they are, but they can't accept themselves for the way they are.
And I say, most people think the concept of 100 genders is utter nonsense. Yeah. And if it takes me to say, on television, get away from this ridiculous control freakery stuff that no one's allowed to challenge it, if it's to me that says that, I'm going to say it.
If gender is fluid, then there's truly no difference between men and women. So President Biden came along and he said, I'm not sure who I'm going to nominate. This was a while back, but I'm just going to make sure that the person is black and the person is a female. What do you think of that?
I mean, when it comes to like having an opening for a job or something, I guess it should be more about what qualifies you for the job versus exactly who you are.
What would have happened if he would have come along and said, I don't know who I'm going to nominate, but I'm just going to make sure that it's a white male. Blacks need not apply.
That would have been a mistake.
So he nominated a woman named Ketanji Brown Jackson. And she was asked the question, what is a woman? She said, I'm not a biologist.
That's a very good answer.
Is that a good answer? John, is that a good answer?
That is.
Because he's going to nominate a woman. However, she doesn't know what a woman is.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
The first female black U.S. Supreme Court judge, not knowing how to define what a woman is. And yet she needs to interpret the law for the rest of us. Do you think you need to be a biologist in order to determine whether or not somebody's a woman or be able to give a definition of what a woman is?
No.
Do you know what a woman is?
I'm not sure. Definitions are so fluid that it's really hard to say.
Romans tells us, professing to be wise, they become fools. People are always learning, but they're never coming to the knowledge of the truth. So can I go back to that original premise? If I told you, John, I identify as a woman, as a female, you'd say, oh, okay, I don't really see that. I identify as a black female. You start to go, no, because there's truth.
You want to identify with that, and you can get through your life with that identification.
Can I identify as a police officer and arrest someone?
It probably wouldn't hold up.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think it's okay for everything to just kind of change, where definitions are changing, that a woman can identify as a toaster oven, or a guy wants to identify as three people, or?
There is a bit of ridiculousness going on, and there's extremists.
Consider for a moment, we fight for women's rights, but we can't even define what a woman is anymore. A woman is a female with XX chromosomes. How do you feel about abortion, about women inside the womb?
If the woman was raped and she wants to do it, I would say do it.
It's the mother's choice. You and I have nothing to say about what she does. It's her life.
How do you feel about abortion?
Oh man, this is rough. I don't know.
As we're talking about the U.S. Supreme Court, back in 1973, it was all men who decided a court case called Roe v. Wade. Right. And there wasn't one woman on there. If men don't get to have a say, should we now overturn Roe v. Wade? You said that all women should be able to have equal rights, that all women should be able to have a say, right, to contribute to a conversation. That would make sense, right?
Right.
Do you think a woman, a female inside the womb, should have equal say on whether or not she's aborted?
I don't know. This is all rough, sensitive stuff.
So what do you think about the women, the females in the womb? Should they be able to have a say on whether or not they die? Truth be told, all of us could be a product of rape.
Yeah, well, that's a tricky question because the baby is inside. He cannot speak till he's like 3 years old. So,
do you believe that it is a baby in the womb?
I would say yes.
Yeah. Do you think adoption is a good idea instead of maybe killing the child?
That's also a good part. It's like I say, whatever mother decides.
So when we think about if you don't have a uterus, you don't get to have a say about abortion. But at the same time, our culture says even though you don't have a uterus, you can be a female. So it seems like we're having a biological problem here. And do you believe that it is a human being in the womb?
Yeah.
Something else. Yeah. All right, so answer this question then, John. It's okay to kill another human being in the womb when?
Woman doesn't want it.
Okay.
I mean, I killed a lot of people in Vietnam, and they didn't get a say in it. If she wants to do that, I have no problem.
We're a nation that accepts pornography, but we hate abuse. We're a nation that doesn't believe in gender, but we fight for women's rights. Kindergarten teachers are getting upset that they can't teach about their sex life. We're a nation that believes that no child should be left behind, but we've aborted over 61 million of them in the United States since 1973. And now we are questioning whether or not infanticide should be legal. As long as we teach children that it is okay to kill other children in the womb, then we will never stop a child from killing another child in the classroom. We are told that you can believe whatever you want to believe as long as you believe exactly what the left believes. No wonder we are so confused and divided. We are seeing the logical conclusion of what it looks like when we lie to our kids and tell them that they are nothing more than animals. Would you consider yourself to be a good person, John?
I would say I am.
Yeah?
Yeah. I am.
Oh, yeah.
Is there such thing as good and bad?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Okay. Now, for good, somebody may say good is helping little babies. Somebody else can come along and say, you know, good is actually torturing little babies. Which one is right? Because there seems to be
I
both.
don't think inflicting pain on any being is proper.
Now, is that an opinion or is that like an objective truth? Because I'm along with you, right?
I think that's an objective truth.